Welcome to the Art of Money podcast with Art McPherson.
And thanks for checking out the Art of Money podcast. My name is Mark Owens alongside Art McPherson and Luke McCarty. All the information for the McPherson Financial Group, you can find it at theartofmoneyradio.com. We had the opportunity to sit down and have a great conversation with pop culture icon Bill Murray. And Art McPherson, this was part of the Caddyshack golf tournament. How much fun was it to be a part of this event?
It is a great event. They give a lot to our local charities, so a lot of the money that is raised at this event stays in Florida, which is nice. They gave us a couple examples of where they had given money to do one of the archdioceses up there for some nuns. They had redone their roof last year from some of the donations from last year's tournament. So they do a lot of great things, and they were doing some money into the food pantries and things like that this year just because of the sign of the times. Just the way they put it back into the local community is really, really beneficial for Florida. So it's a lot of fun to be involved with it, and it's a lot of fun to give back and to be able to kind of get testimonials of what they've done.
And here's Bill Murray, and he talks about ensuring you have enough money to retire is one thing, but knowing how you plan to spend your time after leaving the workforce, well, that's another. It's all about the quality of life.
Retirement is so hard. I think the hard part about getting old is you get lonely, you start losing your friends. All the things, especially end of life, like what people want as they go forward, what the quality of their life they want to have. Ensuring the quality of the life is really the thing. The money will appear somehow. You'll figure out how to get the money. You'll figure out how to do things when you find people that want the same things as you do.
Quality of life. That's a discussion that you have a lot, don't you?
It is. We do. Quality of life is basically, what does retirement look like? What are you doing? Are you playing golf every day? Are you sailing? Are you boating? Are you traveling in the States? That's a different conversation about expenses than if you're going across the pond and doing these big glamorous trips to Europe all the time. So, the amount of money that it takes to have the lifestyle that he was speaking about there, and what does that encompass? If you're just going to see your kids and your grandkids all the time, that can be very inexpensive because you're not staying in hotels. You're most likely staying with family. But there's costs, and sometimes we have family members that want to pay for their kids and their grandkids to come because they know if I pay for it, Art, they'll show up. Where they'll be like, we want to take everybody to the Bahamas. Everybody here, this is what it's going to cost. You get maybe half the people show up, but if you pay for the trip, they all will show.
If you pay for it, they will come.
Yes, exactly.
That is a good quality of life.
Yes.
Well, I want you to hear it in its entirety. Here's Art McPherson's conversation with all of the Murray brothers.
So Bill and the brothers that are all here, you had said earlier that your brother helped write Caddyshack.
Everything about golf in Caddyshack is Brian's Balwick. It was written, Brian, why don't you answer the question since you know the real facts? I'll just make stuff up.
I had an idea for a movie about a country club and based around the caddies, and I had the good fortune of having good friends, Doug Kenny and Harold Ramis, who had just written a movie called Animal House, and they were pitching their next movie, and the studio declined all theirs, so they told them my idea, and then they came back and said, would you mind if we did your movie? And I went, yeah, okay.
So you guys have a clothing line. Who of the five of you makes the decisions on what you guys are going to do for the clothing line?
We all contribute, but Joel kind of leads that.
I try to throw it out to all of them, and everybody has their input. And we've had many designs that so we can't possibly take credit for all of them. There's a lot, but everybody is consulted, and everybody puts it in there. And we have designers that work all the time on it, and then we're actually getting a couple new designers to keep it going. But there's some fun prints out there. I've got on a plain shirt for my shorts have tequila on them, but it's fun when you're at the golf course and you see people in the distance and you can tell that's one of our shirts. And it's a little irreverent. It's exciting, and then we want to get the younger people into the golf game, and I think it's one way to lure them in.
Do you feel like there's anything, as you guys come up with designs and apparel designs, do you feel like there's anything that hasn't been invented yet for golf that you guys are working on kind of bringing to the table?
Top secret.
Can't discuss it. If you have a good idea, we're willing to listen and steal it from you.
We can probably talk about that over some golf. I think we can definitely come up.
I always said Billy had an idea about a golf shoe bag. Instead of putting a pair of shoes next to each other, it's a long way, so you put them in your suitcase. I always liked that idea. I said, well, that makes sense.
How often do you guys try to get together as brothers, like at home? How, like going home back? Do you have time for that, or?
We try to get together at Christmas or Thanksgiving and funerals and weddings. Mm-hmm. We live all over the country, so it's hard to get together en masse regularly. But this is one event that requires our attendance.
Yeah.
And we call it Christmas.
So this is the first time I've had a chance to be a part of your charity event. It looks like it's pretty special. And this is your 19th year, or is it the
20th?
20th year?
Yeah.
The charities that you guys are involved with, do you kind of rotate them? Do you kind of give to a specific one, or how do you guys choose where the money is?
Yeah, we had St. Vincent's Hospital for the first 3-4 years, and then we switched and we worked with the Firehouse Sub guys and with their foundation, St. Augustine School for the Deaf and Blind, the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida, and then multiple small people that we give stuff to. That, when $5,000 makes a big difference to them.
We do a lot of charity too through our business. We do a lot of that, so I see that it's important for you guys. But you have the ability to bring a lot of people to the table and raise a lot of awareness to whatever you're involved in. So St. Jude is a beautiful one. We see that all the time. One last question, and then we'll let you guys go. So if you could trade places with any rock star in history, who would it be?
Brian, you got one?
I don't really want to be a rock star.
Well, the one I thought about this year was I was watching a new and different documentary about Woodstock, and there were 400,000 people there, or 375 at that moment, and someone had to go out. And I think it's Bill Graham. He just sort of looks at Richie Havens and goes, "You, lead us off." And Richie sort of passed a little blood into his kidneys right away and went out there and just didn't know what he was going to do. And he just started playing. He just started playing a rhythm. Do you know how it's like, freedom, freedom. And he didn't know where he was going. And then he went into Motherless Child and tore the place apart, just picked everybody up, and then they were off. Just having faith in whatever skill you had, but not knowing, and just going out there and finding it in your body. And he really found the rhythm in his body. And then the song came to his mind. He said, I got to have a word. And then his heart said, freedom. And then he sang Motherless Child. I think that would have been, I would have walked off the stage if I were Richie Havens feeling, God dang it, I got that done. I got us off to a good start.
That's a good answer. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being on the show. That's what you were going to say.
And you can hear that interview in its entirety at artofmoneyradio.com. It's part of the Artist Vault, and great pictures of Art McPherson with the Murray brothers on their Facebook page. Just put a search on the McPherson Financial Group. And Art McPherson, you talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. Bill Murray had the opportunity to sing Happy Birthday to your wife, and here it is.
All right, Julie, I have a message for your 50th birthday.
Hi, Julie. We're playing the music for you. Guys, light the candles for Julie. 26. 26 this year. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Julie. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. And many more, and all the rest. Thank you, Bill.
I love that. Big thank you to Bill Murray for his time. You can actually see that video on the McPherson Financial Group Facebook page.
Thanks for listening. Want more from Art McPherson of McPherson Financial Group? Find us online at artofmoneyradio.com. We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Securities offered through World Equity Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Investment advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC. McPherson Financial Group and ProStatus Group, LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by World Equity Group, Inc. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Investment financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. Art McPherson is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Arthur McPherson, Florida Insurance License number A1744725.
Today's show has been a work of art.